Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Good evening. I think I'm audible to all of you. And we are live, guys, after long time with another podcast. So today we'll be talking about the tips and tricks regarding the Amazon interview. So today we have one amazing guest with us. His name is Mahak Sharma. So I would like to invite her to the stage. Then we'll be talking about the interview tricks and tricks, like how you can prepare your resume, how we can prepare for the interview. Okay, so everything we'll try to talk about. And if you have any query, guys, please try to send your query in the comment section. We'll try to pick up your query also. So yeah, hi Mahak, am I audible? Can you hear me? I think your mic is mute.
Yes, can hear you now. Hi,
Yes,
Vappy.
I can hear you. Yeah, thanks for joining to our podcast. So, Mahak, first of all, try to introduce yourself. What is your experience and currently what you are doing? Okay, so if you can tell to our audience, so I think they can get to familiar with you.
Sure. Thanks for inviting me on the podcast. Hi everyone. I'm Mehek this side. I have close to 6 years of experience now, and currently I'm working at Amazon as a business intelligence engineer. No, so like starting from my journey back in 2014, I did my BTech and MTech from JP Noida in computer science. Post that, I think that was a period of recession, and it was tricky to get a job. Actually, I would say I got a job as a system engineer at Infosys that time, and close to 8 months I worked there, and then I had like a fire in me to get into data science and do what I like actually. So I switched into a startup called as Squad Stack, based in Noida, where I worked for close to 2 years as a data scientist. And post that, I got a call from a hiring manager at Amazon, and from there, my Amazon journey started prepping for Amazon, and now I'm here as a business intelligence engineer in the Amazon ads team. So it's basically the sales, production, engineering, and operations. So sales, ad sales tech team at Amazon ads.
Okay, great. So you told you were working as a business analyst, I think, in Amazon. So and you mentioned that you are working with the I think ad team, right?
Yeah.
Advertise team maybe. Huh. So how you are utilizing the business intelligence here? We know that in business intelligence there are different tools, like
Right.
Power BI is there, Tableau is there, Excel is there, right? So these are the tools are available. So how you are utilizing these are the tool in this particular domain? Can you please give some idea on that?
Yeah, sure. Uh, so I would say there are plenty of tools available right now in the market, but and coming to Amazon, you get a chance to like work with the AWS cloud application and whatnot.
Mm,
And being a data person, it's like every company have more or less their internal tools. Like these days, it's not just Power BI or Tableau, but you'll go to a specific company and they have their own tools. When you come at Amazon, you get an exposure to the AWS cloud service. So they have their own internal dashboard related tool, which
mm,
is QuickSight. And I think it's not only QuickSight, but there are plenty of tools. I would say not just the business intelligence engineer or the analyst or data scientist, all data profiles like data engineers, they use like the daily on a day-to-day basis they are using Amazon Athena or EC2 or Glue
mm,
services, Lambda services to trigger
mm,
events. So it's like a mix of all the AWS services, not just the visualization. You do present your visualization, but I think and when like as a business intelligence engineer, we have to showcase there are certain goals related to
mm,
VP goals and director goals, and we have to showcase what we are working on. Let's say I am like currently some of my projects are related to optimizing campaigns for
mm,
advertising customers. So we have certain goals to track those Are we going good? Are we not performing good? What are the reasons? So when you provide those impact matrices to the users, you use dashboards for that. So I would say it's not just dashboard, but plenty of AWS services. So
Okay.
like hands on with some of, I would say, before joining Amazon, I had a pretty good idea of working with Power BI, so
Mm.
which actually helped me a lot. So yes.
Okay, so you were talking about that if I'm going for any FANG company, let's say Amazon or Microsoft, anywhere, so
Mhm.
they will prefer to use their own tool instead of using the third-party tool like that.
Yeah.
Kinds of.
Yes. Yeah.
So guys, this is a very good point because I got lots of questions that how to prepare for the interview, how to target the like companies. That's how you have to target the companies. That's if you are targeting for Amazon. So first of all, try to see what are the Amazon services they have and what is the job role you are applying for. That what you can do, just try to familiar with these are the tools and skill set. Okay, that will help you a lot instead of using any third party tools. Okay, because she already mentioned that she is using the Amazon services. Okay, instead of using any third party tool, if you know Power BI and tablets completely fine, that will help you to understand the further tool, because see, these are the base tool and on top of that lots of tool has been created. The process is same, only the functionality is different. Okay, but at the end the visualization is same. Got it? Yeah. So one questions I would like to ask, like in Amazon, actually, instead of business analyst, what are the like other job role are available? Let's say if I'm preparing for the interview. Okay, based on my experience, based on my, let's say, skill set, what are the job role I can consider in Amazon instead of business analyst?
So like in the data profiles you meant, right?
Data profile, because we are talking about the data science, so definitely data profile
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
talking about. Hmm.
I think the very first is data analyst or business analyst. Other than that, you have BIEs. So business intelligence engineer is one of the role which I am currently in, which is like a mix of data science plus analyst. It somewhere comes
Hmm.
in the middle because in some team it is very specific to, let's say, if you're working on some Alexa team, which is more or less working on Gen AI, then
Hmm.
you as a BIE will purely work on Python
Hmm.
and not building dashboards and stuff. So it clearly at Amazon depends on the team you are working on. The team I'm working on is like more or less we are doing a mix of both. So like building models plus also working with the business to present those dashboards inside all ETL queries and stuff. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
so the second role is business intelligence engineer. There's one more role which is like a research analyst, which comes prior to your data science profile. So they are just building sort of a mini version of something which is going to go in the deployment stage.
Hmm.
Like what a sort of a trial version before the data scientists actually do something. So they put on multiple use cases. So that
Hmm.
is research analyst role. You will find this more or less in retail side teams at Amazon. Other than that, you obviously have the data science role. Then you have the data engineering role, where it is, I would say, less of business interaction, but you work on data architectures and pipelines. And I think a lot of exposure to the actual tools at Amazon AWS cloud platform. So yeah, another profile is this, and then there are applied scientists, research scientists, which are like more above than data science. So I think these are variety of roles, and it totally depends on your interest as to where you see yourself.
Okay, so I got one questions. He is telling that, hey, I recently got a call from for data engineer Amazon, data
Mhm.
engineering 1+ experience, and they scheduled my first round Python basics level coding, SQL, and deep dive thinking. Can you tell me about the Python topics? So you can give some Python topics like what he
Yeah.
can expect. Hmm.
Yes, yes. So I think generally in all the roles, they'll check you on your Python basics fundamental questions. You can prepare, like, you don't have to go through all the lead code questions, but yeah, certainly you can prepare some of the medium to hard level question, I would say. And I think it's something about FANG that you will find plenty of material online when you are preparing for Amazon or Google or Meta or all these companies. So I think you'll get a good idea. But what they want to focus on is on your fundamentals. Are your fundamentals strong enough? Because
Hmm.
everything you code is very business relevant when you come join the work. So I'll say that focus on your fundamentals. They'll certainly go for some question which is maybe related to one of the Python fundamentals or OOPS concepts. I think yes, that is important because D they are also looking for, like, are they good with the OOPS concepts or not? Because D eventually has to code, uh, looking at the architectures of Amazon. So at least you should have good basics. Like your basics should be good enough, I would say.
Okay, so another expensive questions I would like to ask you. Even I get a lot these kinds of questions. How much DSA is required for these kinds of fine company?
I think in data profiles, even this was my question when I was preparing, and I was very nervous because I would not say I'm like very great at competitive coding or I have done all everything from geeks for geeks. So I think for data science or any data profile, you should at least have a basic idea of your let's say abstraction, polymorphism, all
Hmm.
those techniques. Just a basic idea, at least the interviewer should know that, hey, they have done some sort of DSA. They are not asking
Okay,
you to do.
unless and until I'm not going for the developer role, I don't need to go into deep dive
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
topic.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think even on the system design front, you don't have to like go into depth. There are, I think I have gone through articles which say, hey, data science related system design, what to, and I think that is very basic, and not a
Hmm.
high level system design course and stuff. I think that should help. So I think they just need a confidence of you have certain basic idea and they are not going to dive into complexity. At least that is what happened with me when I was preparing for my
Hmm.
job interview at Amazon. Yeah.
Okay. So Ashfax is telling sir, Prince sir, data DSA course is enough. Yeah, I think it is more than enough. If you check the course, I think he has covered most of the required topic which you need to know. Okay, regarding the DSA, so you can check it out. All right, so I have another question. So you told like you in Amazon actually there are different job role like business analyst, then ML engineer, then big data engineer. So people usually ask like, sir, if I'm going for let's say any kinds of job role, let's say I'm going for data scientist position or let's say machine learning engineer position. So what would be my specific task there? Will I be creating the entire model from scratch from data ingestion to model deployment, or there would be a specific job role for me? Let's say I only will be working on the model building part, or let's say data analysis part, or let's say data ingestion part. So any kinds of like division is there or not? I mean in the
Yeah.
project building, let's say we're working in a team, so how they divide the project to each other? Hmm.
Yeah. So I think at Amazon, this question is actually, I would say, not very, as in you have your roles and responsibility, but you go above and beyond sometime, I would say. So if I am a data scientist, yes, I'll build model, but it is not necessary that I'll always put into production. Maybe I am working in a mix of team where there are ML engineers also. So their job will be to do the production, putting the code in, deployment code into production and monitoring the code. So that is one thing. So I think it is always dependent on the kind of team you're in. Let's say the team is full of BIEs and they have to put it into production. So sometimes you will see all the business intelligence engineer doing everything, all the data lifecycle parts. They are also doing the modeling part. They're also putting it into production. They're also monitoring it, and they are actually working with the SDs. Sometimes you have a mix of SDs plus analysts plus BIEs. So everyone is doing what they have to do. So SDs are checking the code on the production. The data scientist is building model. The BIEs and BAs are doing analysis and providing insights to the business. So yeah, I think it totally depends on the kind of team you are in, and if it's a mix of all the techies in one group, then the roles and responsibilities are very clearly defined, I would say. But if it's your team and it's going to be your job, then I think you get a good experience of
Mm,
collaborating and being into
mm,
multiple, like wearing multiple hats. I think that is very like a good exposure, I would say.
mm. Okay. And do I need any open source collaboration or research for the, let's say, selection purpose in bank company?
Uh, I would not say that. I mean, that's not necessary. I have few peers who have like no idea of what data science is. They just had some interest. They started like doing some practice on Kaggle and stuff, and they
Mm,
utilize those platforms. And I mean, they just wanted to showcase that yes, we have been practicing. We have no idea about data science earlier, but we have done some stuff on Kaggle or have published some repos on GitHub and say. For me, I came from a MTech research background, so I had some publication, but I think that is not a hard and fast criteria to hire someone at Amazon. Yeah.
mm. And what is the interview process there? Like, let's say, if I want to apply there, if I want to prepare for the Fang or let's say Amazon, so how I can start at least the preparation, and what would be the interview process there?
Sure, sure. I think this is very personal question, but I'll just walk you through my journey, how I went. I think first of all, it's very important to see how your preparation is going, because I started preparing. I saw a lot of online material, and then you sometimes get confused as to what to refer. So I think stick to one course which is relevant, which you think will
Mm,
fulfill all my basic checklist of, let's say, hey, I want to become a data scientist, and hey, this course provide me everything, so let's get all my fundamentals uh, fixed from this course. And I think more is how you practice. So it's always less of learning and more of doing, I would say. I actually worked for a startup earlier, so taking out time was
mm,
like difficult for me. So I personally made a workout plan for me that hey, I have to utilize 60 minutes every day where I do like sort of workout for me. So I divided it into 5 sets, which was more of for 10 minutes I'll do some sort of SQL question, for 10 minutes I'll do some sort of Python question, for 15 minutes I'll do some ML basic fundamental questions, for 15 minutes I would give it to stats probability related, because as a data profile it is very important that your stats is solid. And then the leftover 10 minutes I used to give it to business use case, which is very important because Amazon will always plug in their leadership principle in whatever interview they have. So you will have 4 to 5 interviews, which comprise of your technical rounds, behavioral rounds, and the last final round is the bar raiser, which is taken by someone who is not from your team. So I think this is how the interview process goes ahead, and everything like even the technical rounds, you have to prove certain something related to their leadership principle, which is very important at Amazon. Even if you are telling some prior project which you have done in your previous company, try to relate it with their leadership principle, because they will not directly ask you something about hey, we have a leadership principle of customer obsession, so tell me where you proved the customer obsession. It is for you to how you have to add on to your projects. So I think that is very important at Amazon. Even on the day to day work, you add those 16 leadership principles. So I
mm,
think that is about the interview process. And I think uh, the prep is more important. And and I think the another thing which was very important was for me personally, which helped, was LinkedIn profile and how you are actually searching jobs on LinkedIn. Like
mm.
whatever company it is, data scientist, you want to go for a data engineer role, say data engineer at Amazon, search for the people who are there, contact the hiring manager, send out the cold mails. Very important, I think, right now. I think it is very important to utilize all those platforms.
Okay, that's great. So I got another reply from Harshit. He's telling, "Hi, Bappy, your end-to-end medical chatbot project really helped me a lot to land a job as a generative AI engineer. Thanks a lot, man." Yeah, thank you, Harshit. Yeah, so these kinds of project we usually create a lot. If you check our playlist, if you check our channel, okay, so definitely we'll be doing these kinds of work. And please try to put your dedication. If you give your dedication, definitely you'll be able to get anything. Okay. And today the feedback you are getting, the let's say suggestion you are getting from Mahak, so that you can also utilize if you want to, let's say, crack these kinds of FANG company. Okay. Yeah, so we got, guys, like how we can prepare for the interview for the FANG. Now another question I would like to ask, like what would be the resume like tips from your side? Let's say how you prepared your resume, because we have seen like people usually face the difficulty when they want to prepare their resume. Let's say how to select the proper template, how to write the project there, okay, how to mention the experience there. So these are the things actually people get usually confused. So if you can give some tips and tricks on that, that would be amazing.
Sure. I think on the resume, but we should go for a one-pager resume if possible. But sometimes people do have a lot of experience, and it is like you have to put it in two-page, and it's I think it's okay. It is not like you will get rejected, but yeah, the preferred one is a one-pager where you concise. Coming to companies like Amazon, Google, what I have seen is. Amazon truly focus on what impact you're creating. So if you are mentioning certain project, let's say from your prior experience, and you are mentioning, hey, I tried this and we implemented this algo, it is very important to actually showcase what impact you have created in your project. I think, let's say, because of this algo, I got a 30% revenue increase or something like that. I think mentioning the impact what you created in your work is very, very important. And Amazon actually, as a recruiter, they focus on that, and that is what they can actually discuss in the interview rounds as well. That how you created that impact. So I think in resume, try to highlight all your, if you have gone through, let's say AWS tools and application, that is like a plus plus. So try to highlight all the tools related to data as a data person what you have worked on. Very, very important. Other than that, try to add all impact related to whatever projects you have done. Try to indicate that in short bullet points, I would say, and summarize. I'm not saying a lot of certification will you're doing will actually help, but actually putting it into your resume and how you have used it will certainly help for sure. So yeah, I
Hmm.
think keeping it short, concise, and just highlighting your impact is very, very important.
Okay, that's great. And yeah, so guys, if you are still confused, like how you can like write your resume and what are the template you can choose, you can also feel free to follow her on her LinkedIn profile. Okay, I think she has the same name. I think Mark Sharma, same name, right?
Yeah.
Your LinkedIn profile. Huh. So you can search her profile and you can definitely follow her. So definitely will she will give you some tricks and tips. Okay, on top of that. And one thing, how Amazon actually evaluate the candidates in the interview? What is the evaluation process they usually apply?
Yeah. So I think the first round, it's with your hiring manager. They'll just check the fitment. So the
Hmm.
first round with the hiring manager is most of your fitment evaluation. Do you actually fit what they need for the profile? When they start the second and third round, they check your technical skills more or less, how you are actually performing. So I think it's more of technical evaluation in the second, third round. And in the third, fourth round, it is mix of your technical, and then in your fifth round, it is behavioral. So it is very important. Like, I mean, there are coders who can't explain what they're doing. So it is very important that you should know how to explain what you're doing. So they will evaluate you on your behavioral skills, which actually correlate to their leadership principle, which is very, very important. So I think
Hmm.
this is one thing, and the bar raiser is more of like the final round, so it is more of behavioral only. So I think
Hmm.
the evaluation process is your technical skills plus behavioral
Hmm.
aspect of it, and the fitment check that I mean, you can have a lot of capabilities, but do you actually fit the profile is very, very important. So whenever you are actually going and applying it, just check that what you are doing or what you want to do is
Hmm.
actually related to what the job profile or job responsibility is asking for.
Okay. Uh, yeah, thank you. So now I would like to take some question, guys. If you have any questions, you can let me know. So Narayana is telling how to crack the interview in Amazon, ma'am. So we have already answered that query. Okay, how to crack the interview? What are the process they usually have? Everything we have discussed. Then I think these questions also I have answered. Okay, fine. So now I would like to ask you regarding the generative AI because nowadays this is like most trending topic okay over the internet and all the companies are utilizing that. So they're moving to the large language model currently. So I think you know that AI agents also came. So people are building okay that one also. So what is the let's say opportunity in bank company regarding this Gen AI position or let's say agentic AI position? I know that there are lots of like opening, there are lots of opportunity, but just tell us like, what are the job role they usually have in this field, and what are the project they are implementing as a real world currently? Okay, so
Right,
yeah.
right. So I think Amazon is using generative AI a lot. I think if you have explored AWS, then they have Bedrock and Titan
Better, yeah.
model
Mm,
offering and
mm.
everything. So I
It has
think
hosted all the foundation model, I think. Yeah.
yes, yes, all
Yeah.
the foundation, DeepSeek, and everything. So
Mm,
I think Amazon is using a lot of like coming to the business at Amazon from ads to e-commerce everywhere they are utilizing generative AI. You must have seen Rofus on the shopping app also, where they're
mm, mm,
concising all the customer reviews. So I think
mm,
at Amazon there's a lot of chat generative AI LLM thing happening, and it is not specific to just data scientists, I would say, because sometimes you will see BIEs also, like with their internal tools also we are having some sort of integration with the generative AI. So sometimes you will be playing around with Gen AI in your current role. So
mm,
yes, I do feel that there is a bit of generative AI involved in all the tech related roles at Amazon right now. If you specifically want to become a Gen AI developer, or I think then a SD role will be a right fit. But if you're like working on transformational models or LLM, then data science and a data scientist role and research scientist or applied scientist is a great fit. But coming to the other roles, everyone is utilizing some sort of Gen AI. Like I know some BIEs who are actually working along with SDs and utilizing Gen AI
mm.
source, like they are building something on SageMaker. So yeah, I think a lot of work is happening, and if someone wants to, they can start with any role and play around with Gen AI. And there are actually some internal course offerings also at Amazon, which like they do prefer that if you complete those courses, you can actually go ahead. And if you have done some course outside, then it is a plus because they just want to see how much you have played around with Gen AI. So yes, I think both ways work.
Okay. Thank you for your advice, and we got to know so many things regarding the bank interview and all. So, any last thing you want to tell to the audience? Any motivational thing so that they can inspire from
Sure,
you and can start
sure,
preparing?
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I think in this entire process of like doing a course and then applying, you do get motivated, demotivated right now, because seeing the job market, it is very like sometimes it is very depressing to like stay motivated. But I think I would say consistency is the key first of all. No matter
Yes.
what happened, don't just stop uh, getting those skills. I mean, get the knowledge, start preparing. I would say don't just plan, just do that. like prepare, do write code, see questions. Sometimes you should focus on like upskilling yourself, and a lot of time you should actually implement what you have learned. So revision is very important, I would say, and stay consistent, and don't let your morale down. It is very important, because sometimes you lose hope. Even I've seen a lot of rejection mails. I used to get demotivated, but I think that's where your family, parents, friends support come into picture. All your mentors. I think you are also a mentor. I think that's where your mentors play a very important role. So I think consistency and keeping that motivation, that thing you crack. This is not like something very difficult. If you stay consistent, you can crack it. I mean,
Mm.
many people have done it, so it's not like you can't do it. So I think
Yes.
stay having that mindset is very, very important.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So thank you, Mahak, for your feedback and for your advice, and thanks for joining this awesome podcast. And definitely we'd like to do some collaboration in future. Okay, we'll try to bring you with a more podcast. Okay, we'll try to discuss about it. So yes guys, we are done with the podcast. So we have already discussed so many things. Okay, and you got the tips and tricks for the Amazon interview success. Now still you have any query, you want to reach out to Mahak, feel free to connect her on a LinkedIn profile. Definitely she will guide you, okay, on that. So with that, thank you guys for joining this podcast, and I will see you next time. Thank you everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.